Hi guys, and welcome to May Is Your Ex Coming Back series. So this is dedicated to the people who kind of like still have this connection to their ex, or they're feeling the ex might be coming back. Just keep in mind that if you kind of decide in your head that you don't want to take him or her back, that's the final answer. So that kind of like trumps any other influence, and you already know what you're going to do about it. Still, sometimes it's fun to see how they're thinking in their own head. I'm going to show you the significators because I have developed this spread. It took me quite a while to actually find a combination, and you can imagine finding a combination of 7. We have here in Ontario 749, so you pick 7 numbers out of 4 and 9, so I picked 7 numbers out of 78, so actually much harder, so hence it is really difficult to do this. But finally I find something that really works, and these cards are from a different deck. Think of that as the chapters of the book. I'm going to explain to you what they mean. So before I get there, just to let you know that I actually started a first group of tarot school. I'm really excited, and I'm so excited because everybody in the school is like so much fun. It's just like, oh my gosh, you want more? Here, more. If ever in life, you know, one can actually wish for it, this was the one. And oh my gosh, I have to tell you, I am so excited. So the next round is going to be the 15th of May. You can sign up. The link is in the description box. And I actually decided I'll have small, basically groups. Initially, I thought it's going to be a self-study, no guidance of mine. But I'm actually interacting by actually fixing the homework, checking the homework, giving guidance. So hence it's going to be more of my hands-on. So you can join in. Now I'm getting a clear idea how this is going to go. And as I said, it's going to be a limited group, maybe 10 at a time. I kind of like took, I think, quite a bit in this first round, but that's okay because I love how insistent and how basically intense they are, because they're going to make this really good for everybody else who follows. So okay, so let's jump into this. This X spread kind of like has this elements, has this, let's call it dimensions, that I really want to address over here. And they make sense. You see, in this group that is represented with the magician, I want to see what in this relationship works, and sort of like what are these like brownie points that you can earn like without much effort. So also it's going to tell me if this relationship was ever a go. In the second house, the temperance is reversed purposely because temperance usually makes things work. But I really want to see what is tearing this relationship apart and why the issues have been experienced over there. Then we have two significators. One, and I don't go with astrological things, and if you ever go in my school you will understand why. And this is basically telling me what kind of like personality you have to be when you date, because we're not the same person when we date and when we settle in. So hence it's going to be one significator and a second significator. And here, and the cat is trying to destroy my headset over here. Here we are going to see the energy in between, like this like flow of love and exchange and what's going on. And now these two cards, the Judgment, is going to tell me what karma is thinking about this whole mix. Is this doable? Is it workable? How to go about that, right? And lastly, we will have the Four of Wands. Generally, Four of Wands always talks about the next stage. So what is the next stage in this relationship? Is it good? Is it bad? It's going to depend on the sign. And lastly, how I do the signs. Keep in mind that most of us are just humans. I'm sorry, I actually live in a very quiet part of Toronto, really very much to the river and forest, but sometimes we get these noises, especially at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you are watching this because you're still connected, sometimes we have the karmic bond, sometimes like it takes time to get over a relationship, then it is really good to check for both of you. It's also good to check for your partner's Mars sign, because Mars sign tells you really what they want. You can just Google, find the free natal chart for anybody, and you will figure out what is a Mars sign for somebody. And that way we can kind of like determine really what is the really good chance of this relationship. And last point, guys, this is a general reading, so I'm focusing on you, and you already have you and somebody else in mind. You're already holding the energy of not only 2 main signs, but also their ascendants and everything else. So I'm accumulating all this energy, focusing on it, shuffling the cards toward that energy, and delivering. It is different when I'm doing the private reading, and this spread is on the special. It is still $50. I'm keeping it because when people are in distress, I really don't want to make money of them. The regular price for this is $65, but I have been keeping it discounted. And now it's also a speed up promotion that is happening simultaneously. So instead of waiting 3 weeks for this to come back to you, you're getting it within a week. So it is a good deal to try it. So let's start with Maze. Is your ex coming back? Hi Virgo, so let's see what's going on this month. It kind of is very interesting. As you can see, the first line seems to be kind of obsessing. Let's put one word on it, obsessing. Do I really want to go forward? Am I going forward? One day you want to go forward, another day you don't want to go forward. Kind of, you need to get out of that cycle. You're stuck in some kind of cycle where maybe there is like no communication, and maybe you're romanticizing. This could be dating, but the other people are not very open to where this is going, or not really capable of giving you what you need. That's even worse. And look at this stuck energy. You're spending lots of time thinking that somehow you this is like, to me, a bad seed card. Like, oh my gosh, like, I mean, is this ever going to grow? Like, you're asking yourself lots of existential questions, and looks like you're getting lots of small things coming at you, different things at different times. You have these 2 twos. There is like this huge indecision. The partner definitely is not ready. So this is not meeting of the minds over here. Because I think with some partner you really want to move forward, but they're kind of like looking away. And the advice for you here is like to calm your thoughts down. It could be that your energy is a little bit hyper and that this is kind of like messing everything up. Let's see where I get from there. Wow. And wow. Oh my God. Confusing. Well, now you're getting everything you want, and looks like that first week of May you guys are just simply going to enjoy it. You're going to get out of the stage, and you might be starting this kind of like whole May with being arrogant, being aggressive, kind of shredding people, and feeling like anchored with the world. Why are things not growing for me? Because look at the swords that are sort of like almost enveloping this kind of like Ace of Pentacles, which should be the growth regularly, right? But now it's falling into like, I mean, that certain things are not kind of like being there long term. But in the short term, there is love offer. There's like lots of romance, but this doesn't mean this romance is going anywhere. And guys, don't go now and reject people. You have to me, this kind of moments in life are glue. We have our share of bad things in life. So when you have these good things, enjoy them. Because these kind of moments make sense, right? They're talking about is like crucial moments in life that you have to connect the dots and find out who you are. Some people are just so rigid with themselves. And the reason I'm telling you, Virgo, you could be one of those people that sometimes you don't go with the flow. Well, I honestly don't think I have to tell you to go with the flow, because this is going to be irresistible. It's going to be love is in the air with big capital letters, like flying on the airplane in the air. So let's see. Oh boy, sex galore. You will literally feel, you know, excited and, you know, moving forward. Something is happening. But don't, well, I'm telling you, enjoy it. Don't sell, you know, everything that you have. Don't bet on everything, because this is already telling me twice that this person is not committing, and this person might be even married. Somebody there is lingering, or maybe you already had this argument over the third person, but there is somebody lingering who honestly is more important to them. Very important, because the Hierophant is linking people for life. And look, this person is actually moving. Maybe physically, maybe simply it is time to move on. You know, sometimes when people break up, because you kind of had something complete nightmare the way you're entering this period, but then complete happiness. It's almost like compensating, right? But this is also telling me that sometimes when we are breaking up with someone, we go back and forth a few times. And then it literally, that wheel is starting to spin faster and faster and faster and faster, right? And then this is telling me, hey, this was one of those get-togethers when you compress everything in such a short date, and like this huge impact of relationship shows up. So we do have 2 sixes. This is a soulmate. Is somebody who is very meaningful to you. That's for sure. But the world is here saying, you know what? It's time to move to the next stage. So some sacrifices have to be made. And I think this person is making the sacrifice, saying, well, this was fun and games, but I need to go. So don't jump into that with 2 feet, but at the same time, enjoy it. So Virgo, I would love to hear your input about this, because you actually are pretty smart about that. This time around, I would say maybe there is an issue with the finances over here, because you have like 2 4s over here, and even 1 4 reversed here. Stabilization is really important for you, but it's kind of like right now you don't see it. You don't see it at all. But isn't that the big question, is if this person is destabilizing you? And if you're dealing on this kind of earthy level, how do I pay my bills? How do I pay my mortgage, right? Maybe you don't want to date. Because, you know, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you kind of like need to have this base really stabilized before you move forward, because then everything's collapsing, because that's simply just like that, a house of cards. But nonetheless, you're going to have some very romantic and very sexy moments in the upcoming month. So Virgo, thank you so much for your time. And again, this is a general reading. For your private one, please contact me at www.cattarot.ca. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share. And until the next time, you know that I love you. All the best.